Welcome to Sunsport. We're joined today by AEW star Claudio Castagnoli. Claudio, thanks so much for being here today. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great, thank you. Sun, and it's sunny outside as well.
Yeah, nice. A little bit cold, but...
A little bit, yeah, but not as cold as it could be here.
No, it could always be worse.
So you're welcome.
You brought the weather with you. You brought the weather with. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Well, we're here because you're in the country, here to plug AEW All In 2024 Wembley Stadium, August 25th. Next year, goes on sale this week. How buzzed are you guys in the locker room to be coming back to England next year?
Oh, we're extremely buzzed. Everybody was super buzzed for the first one, right? And then when they announced that we're coming back, it was so cool to be there. And I mean, even when you're in the crowd, it goes by so fast. And then all of a sudden, it's done. And you're like, and it's like, well, it's happening again next year. So everybody's super pumped already.
I was going to say, I mean, I don't know if you know, but do you know, when you found out next year was happening? Did you find out before the event last year even took place, or this year even took place?
I think I found out when Tony announced it at the end of.
That was when you found out as well.
Yeah. So they were there were rumors, it's like, oh, hopefully if everything goes well, we can come back. But yeah, then we found out, because I don't really like to speculate. I just wait till it gets confirmed, So yeah.
Yeah, and it's fair to say it did go well, for sure. I mean,
extremely
again,
well.
Record attendance, which is incredible.
Yeah.
I was going to say, there's always, especially in movies, there's that talk of the sequel can never live up to the first one. How do you guys follow such a monumental event next year? How do you sort of build and go into that?
I feel like AEW has a pretty good track record in delivering on pay-per-views, because even before, when people were skeptical or something about I don't know if this is going to be the talent always finds a way to make it special, and that's a challenge we're facing every day, always. Because it's how do we make must-see TV every week, right? So, and that's the thing with how do we make second All In bigger than the first one, you know what I mean? Because now people have an expectation. Now it's not just a novelty. Now it's a reality. Now it's the second one. So for us, it's extremely exciting and challenging, and I feel like all of us in AEW thrive on that challenge.
Yeah, I was going to say, as a locker room, that must be really exciting to sort of again have that opportunity to try and up what you did this year already.
100%, because you can also see who will be able to step up and who will be able to get to that next level to make it work, and that's the fun part.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you've seen online. I think there were reports this morning that there's already almost 30,000 tickets already gone in the first 2 days of the pre-sale, and that's.
I would not be surprised.
That's wild already.
That is, again, numbers like that always surprise me, because I know we have a lot of fan base, but then it just hits you, because you're that's 30,000 tickets, like you said, mentioned. Even if it would be less than that, that's an insane number in the pre-sale. Tickets, the on-sale doesn't start till Friday, so it's that's just the pre-sale. So it's that's amazing, But that just shows how passionate the fans are, and how passionate the fans in Europe are, and how long they've been waiting and begging for something like that to happen on a regular basis. Because I was saying, somebody else, when I was growing up, if I wanted to see a wrestling event on that magnitude, you have to travel to the United States, and that's, especially when you're younger, or when you have a family or something, that's a big ordeal, because long travel visas nowadays, you know what I mean, whatever. Coming to London from Europe, that's a fun trip, you know what I mean? You can do that, you can drive, you can take an hour flight. So I'm super pumped that this is happening.
Yeah, I was going to say, like you say, the English crowd, and again, we can sort of attest to this year at All In, the crowd was just wild for it. It was ferocious. It was incredible.
The crowd was absolutely incredible. People always ask, what made it special? Was it special that it was at Wembley? Was it special that it was in England? And yes, that all is you just say Wembley Stadium, and people in Europe, they go they understand, London, it's amazing. But what actually makes All In and the show special, what made it special, was the fans. That's hands down. You know what I mean? That's what makes it special, and that's what will make it special again next year. So if you want to be part of that, you should get your tickets.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely should.
And,
absolutely.
And it's also when you're there, it's just different. So I feel everybody who was there, they want to come back, because they saw an amazing show, and it's just to be part of that. You're part of history, you know. So
I was going to say, in terms of like, and someone who's been over to the UK a lot, you'll know, but like, it felt like a WrestleMania weekend over here. Like, there were loads of indie shows running and stuff like that. People really got into the vibe. But like, could you feel that when you came over? And like, obviously, I'm sure you're hoping for that again.
Yeah. So, you know, there was obviously a lot of buzz like going into that, and you can see like similar to like you said, like a big WrestleMania weekend, but it was like, this is our All In weekend, and it's in Europe, right? So it's like, but then you said like there's indie shows, and like I always said like Rising, what's it called, Rising Tide.
Oh yeah.
Lifts all ships or whatever. Like, horribly butchered that saying, but you know what I'm saying. Like, you know, so I feel like that's great, because then, you know, the independent, there's indie shows that are going on. There was a fan festival. I hope that there's going to be like, and there's always stuff to be learned, right? So it's going to be hopefully bigger and better next year. You know what I mean? So like to us, that's super important.
Yeah, and for yourself personally, I'm sure obviously you had an incredible match All In this year. Brutal match, really. I
got the fight in the
with
Royal
with
Box.
the Blackpool Combat. Yeah,
no,
I mean, like, you don't get that every day. That's,
No,
like,
no.
royalty have sat up there, and you were there throwing people about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I was fighting with Eddie Kingston by the royal seats, and I was just like, and then just looking. Again, I had the chance to be up there and just looking down and looking out at 80,000 plus. Like that's amazing, you know. And you just think like, I started in front of 20 people in some bar in Germany, you know. So it's like it was really cool to see, and it was cool to see that happens in like on my home continent. So, yeah.
Yeah, when you get those moments, when you're, again, like you say, like brawling with Eddie, and you can look out over the crowd and you see 80,000 people there, or when you guys are making your entrance and you're walking through the floor.
Just getting swarmed.
Yeah, the crowd's all swarming on you. Like, do you get a moment to, like, can you appreciate it in that moment, or is it only when you look back on it that you're like, oh, that was cool?
No, when I was younger, I felt I was too much, just like focus on the task, so to say, and then like I was like, okay, I need to just take a step back a little bit, at least when I have the chance, and just take a moment and just take it all in, you know, take it all in. See how I did that?
Clever, that was good, that was well done. That was well done.
So I knew like beforehand, I was like, okay, mental note, like take some time in between where you just enjoy, you know, like, and one of my favorite things was, like you said, so right before we went out, there were the Wembley goalposts. Because we came out the side, and I just like grabbed one of our security guards and like, take a picture. It's like everybody was like warming up, and I'm just like over there with the goalposts having a blast. And then we walk out, like you said, like everybody just swarms towards us, and there's like they're like building security, and they're kind of making a street for us, you know. So they kind of like standing like this, and they look up and they just see like swarms coming at them, and they go from this to just kind of like standing sideways, so like everybody just sifts through and we just getting swarmed. I'm like, this is so cool, you know. It's just like a rock star moment.
I was going to say, it's got to be, I mean, like almost terrifying for the security, right? Like they're protecting you, and all of a sudden these hordes of fans are coming in trying to get to you.
That's what I thought. I was like, if every security, I'd be like, all right. But
just go.
Yeah, but it was just cool because you can just see like the passion and the fun, and like it's just, to me, that's what the energy between the crowd and us is what makes wrestling fun, and like you can feel, especially in that match, because it was crazy.
I was going to say, like, obviously you got to enjoy that moment with your teammates in the Blackpool Combat Club, but what about next year? I mean, like, are you hoping for maybe another team match or a singles match? And does a singles match on a stage like that feel different to when you're in a group match?
Yeah, I mean, like, I would definitely love to have a singles match, you know, just because that would be really cool to have that, like, to check that off my like personal to-do list or whatever. But if not, like another like 8-man tag with the Blackpool Combat Club. Like whenever I'm in the ring with those guys, like it's just fun, because I just know like this is just gonna be fun, because you know you just look over and it's like Mox and Bryan and Yuta, and they're just like, you're like, oh, this is great. Like I'm surrounded by all my friends.
There's no way you
have
can
some fun.
There's no way you can not have fun with those guys.
Oh,
right?
exactly.
Like,
you know, it's just like
amazing. I mean, you mentioned the goalpost as well. I was going to say, next time you got to bring a football, score a goal.
So
get a goal
what I used to do in all the stadium shows is I would just bring a football and we would just like play keep up or whatever before the show. So yeah, that will definitely happen.
Did you get that last year? Or did you
I did not. I did not, because it was
But you got to get it this year.
I failed. So I wanted something to do for this year.
Yeah, the dream to score at Wembley.
Exactly, yeah.
It's got to happen. We've got to make it happen. We'll make it happen.
Yeah.
I was going to say as well, I don't know if you're aware, but there's been a lot of buzz on social media in the fact that you guys are coming to Wembley the same week that Taylor Swift is playing.
I saw
And
that.
there's a lot of buzz about that.
Yeah.
I mean, like, are you guys trying to get to Tony and be like, invite her to the show, get her in?
I mean, like, I feel like the Blackpool Combat Club coming out to shake it off would be great,
That would be something,
that would be quite something, right?
Imagine, yeah, Mox coming out to shake it off would be very weird, especially.
I'm sure she could sing Wild Thing as well. That would be pretty sweet,
yeah,
actually.
live. That'd be cool, wouldn't it?
Something like that.
We've got to make that happen.
Yeah.
You got to get Tony's got to get on to Taylor Swift.
I got a mission now.
Yeah, there we go.
No, I think it's obviously really cool because I don't know. It's just I feel like it's two very loyal fan bases. You know what I mean? Like within the span of a week. So I think it's great. Yeah.
Two very different shows as well.
Yeah, two very different shows as well.
You don't want to show up on well, actually, maybe you do want to show up on the wrong night as a Taylor Swift fan. Go to All In instead. Accidentally.
Yeah, I mean, like if you're an AEW fan and a Taylor Swift fan, you can go to both within a week.
What a week.
I mean, that's just what a week.
What a week. What a week. Yeah. Do you think Taylor would cut it in an AEW ring? Do you think she'd be able to make it?
I mean, she's very successful at kind of whatever she wants to do. So you know what I mean. Like I wouldn't put it past her.
We've got some strong women in that division as well.
I mean.
Some good fights that could be had there.
Could be definitely be some trouble.
Brilliant. Obviously, for anyone who's watching, Friday, tickets for AEW All In 2024, August 25th go on sale.
Yeah.
If anyone's watching this and hasn't got their ticket in the pre-sale, what would you say to them to make sure they go online, they get their ticket, and they're there for it next summer?
I mean, you're going to be part of history, right? And then I started this new thing, and I think it is the best Christmas gift, right? You don't want to go to a gas station and get like a bouquet of flowers, on Christmas Eve. No, you want to have those tickets, which is going to be the hottest ticket, next year, ready to go. And that's a great gift.
Yeah, as simple as that.
Simple as that. Get the best gift for Christmas. AEW All In 2024.
Brilliant, Claudio. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much.
Appreciate it.